Let's take a trip down memory lane back to 2001, where there was one of the most controversial sequences to ever happen in NFL history, often referred to as Bottlegate. So, what happened? Let's set the stage. The Cleveland Browns are currently 6-6, playing the 4-8 Jacksonville Jaguars. While it doesn't seem like a lot, the Browns are trying to make the playoffs. They have a chance if they can win out, they might be able to, or at least 3-1 and get some help. That could possibly allow them to do it. If they lose, though, it's going to be really tough to make the playoffs. They're currently down 5 points, facing a 4th down and 2 with a minute and 8 seconds left. But hey, they are inside the 15. If they can convert, they have a good chance to win the game. And as you see, they are going to convert this 4th down. They're able to make a pass. They get the 1st down and ultimately hurry up and attempt to spike. And actually, don't do a great job at hurrying up here. You see there's 51 seconds left. So it took 17 seconds from the start of the first play to here for this to happen. So, that's maybe worth noting, but we'll see what happens. So, as you see, quarterback takes a snap, actually hesitates a little bit before spiking, which should have been intentional grounding. And so a lot of people were wondering, are they going to call that intentional grounding? And then the officials go and start to look in the replay booth, to which a lot of people say, okay, I wonder if they're looking to see if this was grounding or not. But that is actually not what they are ultimately looking at.
Replay buzzed prior to the snap. We'll be looking to see if the last pass was incomplete or complete.
So yes, they are arguing that replay buzzed prior to the spike play ending up happening. So they are still going to review it because I guess there's a device that buzzes that says, hey, go replay the play. On a situation like this, you can't challenge because it's in the last 2 minutes. You see where the two officials are, though. Neither one of them are reacting to any buzz or anything like that. So they're just, going out, running this play like normal. You watch them, they're both going to, one of them is going to signal for incomplete, so they're just running the play. They don't until after say, oh, what I'm assuming happens is there was a buzz, but it was so right before the ball was snapped, they didn't have time to call it. So traditionally, what happens is if another play is run, you can't review the previous play. However, because they felt as though they should have reviewed that previous play, they decide to review it anyway. Also, the play itself is going to, I think, especially for younger fans who maybe didn't, watch the Dez Bryant no-catch thing as it happened, are going to be confused as to why this was ruled not a catch. But back in 2001, they were very strict in what they allowed to be a catch or not a catch. You really had to make sure you possessed it for a while for it to be a catch. Today, this is probably a catch. Back then, this is not a catch, and so the officials decide to overturn it. The crowd was not happy. They were throwing bottles to the point where the officials decided, you know what, this doesn't feel safe, and they decided to just straight up call it a game.
And now they're going to call
That is the end of the game.
As the Jaguars players tried to get off the field, they got pelted with bottles. As the refs were going out the field, of course, they were going to get pelted with bottles. It's worth noting these are plastic bottles, but still, that feels like quite the quite the dangerous situation, especially if it's a full bottle getting thrown from potentially 20 feet higher than you, hitting you in the head or something. That can cause some serious damage. That's part of why they now use cups instead of bottles, because you can't, if you throw a cup that's filled with beer, most of it's going to spill out by the time it hits the ground, right? But also then, in one of the worst decisions in NFL history, the commissioner of the NFL calls the officials and says, you know what, the game's still going on. You have to get back out there and finish the game. So this is the situation, and in fact, the NFL uploaded a clip of Bottlegate, so I give them credit for uploading one of the worst moments in their history, although they did not include the part where the commissioner forced them all to get back on the field. I don't know if that's protecting the shield or just, what they decided to do, but I guess shout out Ramen Robbie on YouTube, where I was able to get this clip from. You see here, again, there was 42 seconds left, and the Browns were out of timeouts. This wasn't like the Browns had little chance. They literally had no chance. There was no reason to do this. The Jaguars just, took a knee a couple of times, and then that was it. And what do you think happened to the officials once again when they were leaving the field? They once again, looks like one actually got hit on this one. So yeah, one of the most insane things to ever happen on a football field. And the weird thing is, they debatably got the call right when overturning the catch. They kind of were able to ultimately get the correct call. It's just the way that things went down that got Browns fans so upset. Because the reality is, the rule today is that if a play has been run, it's the official's job to stop it before it can get run, or at least blow a whistle as the play is being run. If you can't do it then it doesn't matter. It's a play, it's happened. But this was in the early use of replay when they didn't fully have all those little things ironed out. Worth mentioning, the Browns would lose multiple more games, and they would ultimately finish with a sub 500 record. The 6th seed for the AFC that year was the Jets with a 10-6 record. So they were still 3 games off of making the playoffs, but still kind of a crazy moment. So yeah, a wild moment. What are your thoughts on Bottlegate? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.